Well, it's Monday night. Right now it is 10:15, and Sleepy Hollow just ended 15 minutes ago for me. So, I wanted to actually go over and appreciate what this show really actually means to me as a misfit. Well, we can't really appreciate the true value of Sleepy Hollow unless we actually go over the original fairy tale. Well, it's not necessarily a fairy tale, but it's a comical story that has been passed down through a couple of generations. I forgot who the author was, but it is a story about a guy named Ichabod Crane, and he is a teacher. I think he was doing something like he was being a vocalist or something, and then trying to teach the whole town, town of Sleepy Hollow and stuff. And he's the kind of guy who loves really like the rich life, the fine things in life that's luxurious and stuff. And so he finds a liking to one of his students, Katrina, and Katrina. Ichabod wants to get all oh yeah baby with Katrina, right? But then there's already like a suitor, and his name is Brahm. And Brahm is like really handsome and stuff, right? And Katrina's really pretty, so like she's already had like a whole bunch of men like all trying to like get her attention and everything, and be like, hey girl, wanna hang out with me? I'm pretty awesome, But Brahm has already gotten rid of most of those people. But Ichabod is still standing in the way. He won't let go of Katrina. So Brahm decides to pull a prank on him and tell the story of the Headless Horseman. And the whole town is like all like, ooh, creepy and suspicious. And then Ichabod is convinced, and he becomes the comical fool. That being said, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is not exactly supposed to be some kind of like scary story, but it's more something to be like, you shouldn't believe in everything that you see. But now let's skip over that to the current show that is on Fox, Sleepy Hollow. Well, it's an urban fantasy. A fairy tale, well I keep on saying fairy tale when it isn't necessarily a fairy tale. You can call it a fairy tale. I guess I'll refer to it as a fairy tale. It is an urban fantasy or a fairy tale where you have the characters from Sleepy Hollow. Of course, you have the modern day insertions and the mixing of the historical history, which makes this genre historical fiction, horror, psychological, and overall fantasy. And it's the way it mixes together, all those genres blend together into this story. It's pretty awesome. I gotta say, it's great. It's not like Once Upon a Time that ABC had like since 2011, but man, this really takes a cake. You have John Cho as Andy Dunn, and I love John Cho. He's a Korean. He's great, Korean actor, and he's been my favorite actor for like Harold and Kumar of Star Trek. Man, he was great as Hikaru Sulu. He was great. And but yeah, I think Sleepy Hollow's objective, like in terms of story, it's great. It takes the original story of of Sleepy Hollow and actually turns it into something that actually makes it scary. Well, yeah, because you have different tropes flying all over the place. You have the 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 legendary number 4, where 4 in the Asian cultures means death. Like in Chinese, 4 means 十, and si, and si is means to die, and Japanese is shine, and it's kind of it kind of flows through that. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, 4 white trees in Sleepy Hollow. It's very symbolic. Lots of symbolism, allusions all over the place. There was also, like, in terms of allusions, there was also another okay, by the same author of Legend of Sleepy Hollow, there was also an allusion or reference to one of his other short stories. It was a Knickerbocker thing. I forgot. I'll find out later. But it's, I think in terms of Sleepy Hollow, where you have basically the police. I forgot which city. They filmed it in North Carolina. I know that for sure, but I forgot which city where Sleepy Hollow takes place in. They essentially. Okay, I should probably go over the synopsis of the actual series itself first. Sleepy Hollow. It starts out with this chick. Her name is Abby, I think. Abby. And basically her senior officer is like saying, "Hey, good job. You're moving on. You're moving on with your life. That is great." And then all of a sudden, he gets killed by the Headless Horseman himself. But along with the Headless Horseman coming along, they find another guy. His name is Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane. He turns out that he's a guy that came from the past. He's now in the future. Well, more like he actually resurrected from his grave. So people, the whole police force is like doesn't believe Abby or Ichabod, and they're like, "Oh, we need to send Ichabod to the asylum, insane asylum, because man, this guy's got problems, and we couldn't even get him to like lie on the meter or anything, so he needs to be put away because he's crazy." But Abby keeps on going like, well, in the past I've been crazy, so I think let's give him a chance, kind of thing. And so Abby takes a chance on Ichabod, and sure enough, they find the Headless Horseman. Yeah, they know it's real, and of course, the Headless Horseman, his objective is his short run objective is to find his head. Once he finds his head, he plans to essentially destroy the entire world, starting with Sleepy Hollow. I guess that would be the most simplest way. That's the exact thing that they were talking about. So now Abby and Ichabod are now taking measures to actually prevent him from doing this. Ichabod still doesn't know what the crap is going on, because heck, he's from the past. He's like, they even made a reference to Captain America. Captain America, like, if you remember from the Avengers, the Avengers movie, Captain America was was brought back from the ice, and he doesn't know shit from like for 70 years because he's still stuck in World War II. And that's basically where Ichabod is, except he was back all the way from the Revolutionary War, and he says that the Headless Horseman was actually a redcoat. A redcoat. Well, in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow itself, going back to the original story, the fairy tale, it was actually a Hessian soldier, from what I remember. But that doesn't really matter. It's just another comparison. So Headless Horseman was a redcoat, but then when Ichabod cut off his head, they actually were one in the same. It's kind of like a Harry Potter and Voldemort kind of thing, where they were basically like linked together. So, kind of the same way how Voldemort tried to kill Harry with Avada Kedavra. Right there, somehow they became fused together, and I don't know. So they basically died at the same time, and they resurrect at the same time. So that's why the Headless Horseman is alive, and Ichabod Crane is alive right now in modern day, current time period. And turns out, there's more than one antagonist. I was surprised. It's not just the Headless Horseman. There was actually a demon. Okay, they call the Headless Horseman here Death. But then there's a demon that's trying to bring back the four horsemen of the apocalypse that was noted inside Sleepy Hollow. And that demon was actually working together with Andy, or John Cho rather, Harold. I'll call him Harold. And so the demon was like all pissed off that oh, I didn't explain this earlier. First let me establish the fact that Andy, or Harold, or John, was actually working together with the demon and the Headless Horseman to actually get his head back and, I don't know, restart the apocalypse. And of course that didn't work because Ichabod, Abby, and the rest of the police force actually stalled out the Horseman till sunrise, because, like a vampire or anything that is evil, the Headless Horseman is afraid of light, and it won't survive in light. So yeah, John Cho, basically, he gets eliminated. He dies because the demon basically kills him. And like while he's actually in the jail cell where, and the reason why John Cho was in the jail cell is because I think he was trying to sexually harass Abby. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I usually don't see that often, especially in the media. It's a very new twist that they're trying to do with races, where the Asian guy is trying to like dominate a black girl. Okay, there's my digression. I find that kind of interesting. I mean, Abby is actually pretty cute. She's shorter than John Cho. I don't know. There's something about short girls. That's it with my digression. Okay. But yeah. Also, actually, somewhere in the middle, Ichabod's wife actually calls out to him. It's like it's Katrina, right? The girl I mentioned in the original story is actually Ichabod's wife in Fox's Sleepy Hollow, and Katrina is supposedly a Wiccan, or a witch rather, and she's part of like this coven that is trying to prevent the horsemen of the like pretty much evil from coming out, because the story says that Sleepy Hollow says that there are two different factions of witches, one for good, one for evil, and we'll assume that Katrina is the good. I stuck up my middle finger right there. That's great. I'm such a good person. Okay. Anyways, with that, Katrina is a witch. She is dead, but then apparently her spirit lives on, and keeps on telling, telling Ichabod through all these messages with falcons throughout the whole. I think it was a peregrine falcon, but I don't know. By setting up a path for Ichabod and leading him to different places with a falcon, and yeah, so essentially, you could say that Katrina is kind of like the restless soul trope, where she can't make, she's not resting in peace, and she's actually helping the voice of reason for Ichabod and trying to lead him the right way. He's the one, in fact, who hooked him up with the Bible. I mean, she's the one who hooked him up with the Bible, which kept on telling us about Revelations and the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and that the two witnesses are actually Ichabod and Abby. I thought that was pretty cool. How this is what I think makes Sleepy Hollow really special. All these different things are intertwining. Like Ichabod said with to Abby, our fates are intertwining. Your fate is with me now. And when I think that is pretty cool. Things already on episode 1, things are coming full circle, you know? I mean, I can't really give my full and honest opinion on it right away, because my thing is 3 episodes. I will watch 3 episodes of any season or series, and with that I decide to keep it or drop it. And that I give and only on episode 3 I will give my concrete review. But right now, this is the pilot episode, in which I thought was great. I only wanted to get this message out to show that show how much we should appreciate the media today. You know, even though it seems like Fox is piggybacking on Once Upon a Time and all the other like fictional kind of dramas going on in prime time. It's like, I don't know. It's good. It's good. I like it. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know. I'm tired. I have school tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I probably won't be able to sleep until 1. I guess I can probably keep on talking. Oh, the demon thing. It kind of reminds me a lot of this video game called Amnesia. If you guys have played Amnesia, man, shit is scary. It's like, and of course, demon definitely cries Slender Man, you know. Slender Man. He's like walking all over the place, no face. You can't distinguish him. The demon, from what I saw, was just like Slender Man, but without the suit. It was more tan and has horns like a ram, like the typical demon, like that you would see, you know, the curl demon horns, ram horns. If you like Once Upon a Time, I would recommend watching. Well, not. Sorry. if you like West Sleepy Hollow, just watch Once Upon a Time. Or in terms of anime, I think in terms of it's no, it's not. It's a mix of it's a subverted genre of historical fiction right here. This is historical fiction, Sleepy Hollow. But what I'm thinking of is just urban fantasy. Urban fantasy. Yes. That is a great urban fantasy. Heck, they even have the Headless Horseman in there too. Yeah, Celti is the Headless Horseman. And man, it is great. Watch Promise me you do that. Cuz I think you know what? I should make a comparison of Sleepy Hollow and But I think that'll have to wait. I'm already at my 20-minute mark. So, this is Misfit Jeremy. TV Aftermath. Done.